To just about every Mario Kart Wii time trialer, setting a world record is one of the ultimate dreams. You get immortalized on MKWRS.com with your own players page, and can say that you are the best in the world at what you've poured so much of your heart and soul into. I was lucky enough to recently achieve this long-standing dream of mine, but today I don't want to talk about the immortals who are celebrated for their great achievement. Today, I want to talk about the ones who flew ever so close to the sun, but had their wings burned and never quite reached the summit. Today, I want to pay homage to some of the players who have come the closest to setting a world record, but never managed to do it. This video will be the first installment in a series about many of these players. Later videos will focus on individual players or a small handful of them, but this installment will be a little different and more briefly cover some players who I thought deserved some mention in these conversations, but for various reasons, I don't think quite warrant the extended focus I'll give in later installments. This series was largely inspired by discussions throughout the years of some of the best players who have never set a world record, myself being included in them for a while before getting RMC, so I thought I should cover the other players who have been in the same spot I was in for so long. Claus has long kept a sheet of players who have never set a world record, but have come within 100 milliseconds of setting one at some point in time. While it almost surely doesn't encompass everyone who has reached this threshold, it does have just about all the players who have done so since the game's revival in the late 2010s. For the purposes of this series, I also wanted to highlight many other players who I believe deserve mentions in this conversation, despite not reaching the threshold for Claus's sheet. In this video, I've split players into three categories. The first, players I personally never considered a serious record contender. Second, players who are still on the rise. And finally, players who were simply before my time. Let's begin. American player Frieren is one of the more recent players to make Claus's sheet. Frieren set a 149.291 on Toad's Factory on December 8, 2021, when the world record was a 149.197 by Logan, missing the world record by 94 milliseconds. I mean, no disrespect to Frieren when I say this, but I personally never really considered him much of a record contender on TF, even if he did get within 0.1 of the record. It's been a while since then, so my memory may be a bit foggy, but I remember that run being very solid for him in one set, and while he did have potential for even more, I believe he was still a step behind who I'd consider the true contenders on the track at the time. He was an incredible TF player, and that time still stands as 8th worldwide and his PB to this day, but I don't know if he's pushed hard to improve it since setting it. American player Ben has an argument to be the best player to never set a world record. He has a no-glitch total time of 5640.051, which is the third best total time of any player to ever touch this game, only behind Luke and Logan, and far eclipsing anyone else to have never set a world record. Ben has never been one to pursue world records heavily, favoring a much more balanced approach to his timesheet. The closest he's ever come was with his 112.888 on Peach Beach, set in mid-2021, when the world record was a 112.733 by Casey. Although he wasn't at the level to contend for record at the time, I believe for a brief period in 2024, he actually had his best chance at setting one when he played Desert Hills Shortcut, which was only a 130.990 from Justin at the time, and was well within reach using the newer shortcut strats. But Bint never ended up finishing a particularly close run, with his current PB sitting at a high 131. Perhaps if he decides to pursue a track at world record level for a long grind, he may be able to contend, but as of now, he remains in this category. Moving on to a few players still on the rise, American player Eli is one of Mario Kart Wii's young prodigies, especially on the glitch side of time trials. He currently has a Shy Guy Beach glitch time of 1:13.887, which is just over 0.1 off of Vincent N's current world record. often considered one of the stronger glitch records currently. He's had many record fails, and could end up claiming Shy Guy Beach record in the near future if he can nail a good glitch after a sufficiently fast pace, assuming he continues to have a functioning Wii. He's no slouch on the no glitch side either, being a very good Toad's Factory player and also having set many CT/BKTs in his young career. Many players speak of Eli with high praise, saying he's destined for many records during his time with the game. American player Marcus is another of Mario Kart Wii's newer prodigies. A spear specialist through and through, he currently has a Luigi circuit time of 108.808, which is only 75 milliseconds off Casey's world record of 108.733, though he also has a great Yoshi Falls time with a 58.839 and has flashed incredible potential on Peach Beach. He has yet to reach his ceiling and is still making pretty rapid progress on LC, setting multiple 108.7 paces on what feels like a daily basis. His dedication is incredible, and I believe he'll someday snag Luigi's circuit record, maybe even before this video releases. To cap off this category, American player Dev has been around a bit longer than Marcus and Eli, and while he is often inactive, his talent truly shines through whenever he touches the game. He recently elevated his gameplay to a truly world-class level on many tracks, including GCN Mario Circuit, Toad's Factory, and Daisy Circuit, and I believe he could be a record contender on any of them if he ever decided to push hard for it. Assuming consistent play, I have no doubts about Dev's ability to set some very strong no-glitch records during his time with the game. Moving on, we have a few players who definitely deserve deeper dives, but were simply too far before my time for me to go into sufficient depth. Starting off, Finnish player Dragonfly came incredibly close to Mushroom Gorge Glitch world record, setting a 43.843 back when the world record was a 43.815 by Dark, missing out on world record by only 28 milliseconds in early 2009. I was unable to find footage or the ghost for this run, but fortunately NIN rankings at a 43.883 from Dragonfly that we can still see today. The 883 kept close with Dark's 815 through the first couple laps, and had a faster glitch lap through, putting it well ahead. Unfortunately for Dragonfly though, a wide last turn and late MT release cost the world record. Shark set a 149.884 on Toad's Factory, back when world record was a 149.842 by the Toad's Factory god himself, Fulog, missing world record by only 42 milliseconds back in 2014. A comparison between the runs shows that Shark kept it extremely close through the first two laps, and a better line on the first conveyor let him pull ahead slightly on lap 3. Unfortunately, after nailing the chain, some sloppy driving and an unlucky slip drift after the lap 3 late cut cost him world record. Finally, Sora set a 143.342 on Moonview Highway on March 23, 2018, when the world record was a 143.316 by Liam, missing out on world record by only 26 milliseconds. Sora held a small lead entering lap 3, but poor alignments and some wheelie turning throughout the lap ultimately cost the world record. Sora has never improved this time further. As I mentioned earlier, this is only the first installment in a series of similar videos. Let me know who else you all think deserves mentions. I've got a pretty good list of modern players to make videos on, but if some of the game's historians want to point out some of the older players who fit the theme of this series, I'd love to hear about it. Also, please let me know what you think about this format, and any changes to the graphics and general video production I should consider. Until next time, see ya!